Jack Trice, American football. On October 6, 1923, Jack Trice took the field as Iowa State's starting defensive tackle. He stood 6 feet tall and weighed 200 pounds. Early in the game, he sustained an injury to his shoulder during a collision, but he kept playing. In the third quarter, Jack attempted a rolling block on an offensive play. He landed on his back. Several Minnesota players trampled over him. Their cleats tore into his abdomen and chest. The weight crushed down on his internal organs. Jack could not get up. His teammates helped him off the field. Team doctors examined him briefly on the sideline. They saw the shoulder injury, but missed everything else happening inside his body. After the game, Jack was taken to a Minneapolis hospital for evaluation. Doctors cleared him to travel. They told him to rest. The team boarded the train back to Ames that evening. Jack lay on a makeshift straw mattress in a railroad car. The train rocked and swayed through the night. Nobody realized he was dying. The overnight journey was rough. Trice began having trouble breathing. When the train arrived in Ames on Sunday at 1 a.m., he was immediately taken to the campus hospital. His condition worsened throughout the day. Doctors discovered his injuries were far more severe than initially thought. His collarbone was broken. His abdomen and intestines were so severely damaged that surgery was too dangerous to attempt. Internal bleeding was spreading through his body. On Monday afternoon, October 8, 1923, around 3 o'clock, Jack Trice died from internal bleeding due to severe abdominal injuries. Lane Frost, bull riding. On July 30, 1989, Lane Frost walked through the gates at Cheyenne Frontier Days in Wyoming. He was 25 years old and one of professional rodeo's brightest stars. He had won the world championship in 1987, and people recognized him wherever he went. That afternoon, the draw assigned him a bull named Taken Care of Business. The bull had a reputation among riders: big, strong, unpredictable. But Frost had ridden tougher bulls before. Behind the chutes, Frost prepared his equipment. He wrapped his hand in rosin. He adjusted his rope while other cowboys wished him luck. The crowd noise grew louder as his ride approached. The gate opened, and Taken Care of Business exploded into the arena. The bull bucked and spun. Frost's body moved with the bull's rhythm. Riders need to last 8 seconds on the bull. The clock ticked down and the buzzer sounded. Frost had made a successful 85-point ride. He dismounted and landed on his feet in the dirt. The ride was over. The bullfighters were moving in to distract the animal. That was when something unexpected happened. Taken Care of Business turned back toward Frost. Normally, bulls are expected to run away after a dismount, but this one came back. It lowered its head and drove its horn forward. The horn struck Frost in the back with tremendous force. It penetrated his body and tore through his internal organs. The impact lifted him off his feet and threw him forward into the mud. Bullfighters rushed between Frost and the bull. They waved their arms and shouted to draw the animal away. Medical personnel ran into the arena. Frost lay face down in the dirt. He was not moving. The paramedics turned him over, but his face was covered in mud. He was not breathing. Lane Frost was rushed to the hospital, but was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The horn had caused massive internal hemorrhaging. On June 26, 2003, Cameroon faced Colombia in the FIFA Confederations Cup semifinal at Stade de Gerland in Lyon, France. The evening was warm. The stadium was full. This was an important match. The winner would advance to the final. Marc-Vivien Foé played defensive midfield for Cameroon. He was 28 years old and one of Africa's best players. He had played for Manchester City in England and was on loan to Lyon. He was experienced and fit. He ran constantly during matches. The game was physical and competitive. In the 72nd minute, Foé was jogging back toward his defensive position. He was not involved in immediate play. No contact had occurred, no collision, nothing unusual. Then suddenly he collapsed. Foé fell face first onto the grass. His body went completely limp. Players nearby immediately recognized something catastrophic had happened. They waved frantically for medical staff. Medical personnel sprinted onto the field. They found Foé unconscious and not breathing. Despite all efforts, Marc-Vivien Foé was pronounced dead about 45 minutes after collapsing. The cause was hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a heart condition where the heart muscle thickens abnormally. Owen Hart, WWE. On May 23, 1999, Owen Hart prepared for his entrance at the WWE Over the Edge pay-per-view event in Kansas City. He was 34 years old and performing as the Blue Blazer, a superhero parody character. The entrance involved being lowered from the arena rafters on a cable. Hart was harnessed and lifted 78 feet above the ring. The mechanism used a quick-release system designed to allow him to dramatically drop the final few feet when near the ring. While hanging high above the crowd, the quick release was triggered accidentally. Hart plummeted 78 feet. He struck the top rope and flipped into the ring. The impact caused massive internal injuries. Benny Kid Paret, boxing. On March 24, 1962, Benny Paret climbed into the ring at Madison Square Garden in New York. He was defending his welterweight title against Emil Griffith. This was their third fight. Each man had won once. The rivalry had turned bitter after Paret called Griffith a derogatory slur at the weigh-in. The fight began with both men trading punches, but by round 12, Paret was exhausted. Griffith, seeing an opportunity, trapped Paret against the ropes in a neutral corner. He unleashed a rapid barrage of over 24 punches in seconds. Paret's head snapped back with each blow, his arms dropped and his legs buckled, but the ropes kept him upright, and Griffith kept punching. The referee finally stepped in and stopped the fight. Paret collapsed unconscious. He was carried from the ring on a stretcher. An ambulance rushed him to Roosevelt Hospital. Surgeons operated to relieve pressure, but the damage was too severe. Benny Paret never regained consciousness. He remained in a coma for 10 days. On April 3, 1962, he died from a massive brain hemorrhage. If you'd like to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.